What's up, everybody? Hold on, let me clean my screen here a little. There we go. That's a little better. What's up? Oh, this is so weird. I can hear myself back. Let me try to mute myself. Uh-oh. This is weird. I need to call tech support. And then we're gonna do a bunch of questions you guys submitted, and we're gonna pick the winners from this contest, okay? But I need to call Omi to figure out tech support.
What's up?
I can hear myself back right now. What do I do? Just turn my volume off?
You don't need to hear anybody else. Just mute your computer.
Like, just mute my actual speakers, not the mute button on the screen, right?
Oh no, you have the live stream open on a separate window.
Oh, wait. How about now? Can I hear myself still? Let me see. Oh, I'm good. I'm good. Omi, tech support. You helped me. You got me. Okay, thank you.
Okay, see you soon.
Bye. All right. Okay, guys. How do you guys like that version? We were doing something fun. We've been trying to do some unplugged versions of a bunch of different songs, some kind of reinterpretation of some old tracks. And kind of our North Star when we did this is everything had to be like an organic instrument. So it was kind of like a found sounds project. So the drums was literally a basketball, and then I'm a tennis player, so we used an actual tennis racket to do the kind of like kind of sounded like a tambourine kind of thing. And we used a dog bowl. Alfie's dog bowl was the snare, an upright bass, a ukulele, and everything was literally an organic, literally object that was around my house and our studio. And that's kind of how we did the song. So that was the idea, is to try to reimagine some of our older songs for the 5-year anniversary of Rare Americans. And just to have a lot of fun with it, and not try to overproduce it or anything like that. So that was the idea, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. So yeah, really thankful for everybody and all your comments. We read through literally thousands of them. It was so cool to see how you guys have connected with this song and with this character, and where you heard it for the first time, and the fact that it was a few years ago and you guys are still here is pretty fantastic. So thank you very much. We're super excited for everything that's to come. We literally probably have 45 new songs recorded. I personally feel like it's the best music that we've ever made. And it's going to be a really exciting next year for Rare Americans and for the Rare Americans fans. So yeah, I think the best is yet to come. So we are going to announce the 5 different winners. So I'm gonna do this kind of random on YouTube, and one sec. So mute this video. And okay, so what we're gonna do is I am going to pick the first winner, and then I'm going to answer a couple questions that you guys submitted. Then we're going to pick another one, and back and forth. Okay. So I am going to the random comment kind of generator here. And let me see. I hope everybody is here who submitted a comment. And we're going to this one here. Okay. First winner. 13 hours ago, Tripper Willow 6247 says Brotobones Nicky is an amazing piece of art. The animations alone have been very substantial to my own creation sometimes when I'm trying to put on Rare Americans just to get some inspiration. When you guys did Rhythm Kitchen, it inspires me a lot of new ways. Ryan and Dave is a lot like me and a friend, and I cannot wait for that song and what comes next. Well, thank you very much. So Tripper Willow 6247. I'm going to take your handle here down, and if you could please DM us on Instagram. We're going to make sure that you get the prize pack, and I am also going to respond to your comment right now. You are winner number one. Thank you so much. Please reach out to us on Instagram at Rare Americans, and we can get your contact information. Okay, so that, my friends, is the first winner. We got 4 more to go, so stick around. Okay, so I am gonna go now to some questions that you guys submitted. And let's without further ado, let me see here. When you come to Mexico, which album was the most fun to make? Which song took the longest to produce? Let me once you not to. Do you guys have a gym routine or the best dish you can make? Any plan? Canada tour, playing a lot of touring questions here. Balmoral Hotel. Returning Canada was the first song you wrote. Should I bring them band? Okay, let's see this question here. What was your motive for making the band? That is kind of a big, deep, like almost existential kind of question. So let's go deep. Let's go deep to start. Motivation for making the band. Well, this was now it goes with the spirit of kind of the 5 years of Rare Americans. And at the beginning, I was a songwriter and I was writing lots and lots of songs. And, I'm sure if there's other songwriters in this chat, when you have the itch and it's just your favorite thing in the world to do is make and write and produce songs, naturally you want to start making them with other people and start releasing them and seeing what happens. And you kind of have that, inner child dream of, playing big shows and making lots of fans and impacting, kids all around the world. So that was kind of the, my initial spark was really to see what if my music would connect with other people. And then I started playing with some other people and met some guys in the band. And I had this trip I took with my brother, which some of you guys probably know about, my older brother Jared, in 2017. And we really connected in a way that we hadn't before, and we wrote all these songs together, and it was really just amazing, kind of magical lightning in a bottle type of chemistry. And I just didn't want to stop. I really wanted to chase it and to do everything possible to put these songs out. And just a few years later, bam, we just kept working at it and kept working at it. And the highs and the lows and the good times and the bad. And we just kept putting out music, and not all of it did well. A lot of it was didn't do well. A lot of it did connect. And now to go out and play shows and to see everybody, connecting on such a deep level with, kind of our thoughts about life and the world, and seeing that have an impact on your guys' life has been just a big joy in my life, and something that, 20 years from now, I want to be still making songs and records with good meaning that has been, helpful for my own life and my own, I guess, therapy as a human. And songwriting and music is a big part of that and who I am. So that was kind of the motivation behind making the band. And now it's on to the next thing that I feel very proud of, the kind of the newer material that we've made. So that was the reason. Let's see. Okay, I'm getting a lot of questions here about, is the Brittle Bones Nicky movie further in production? So we'll do this question, then pick another winner. Brittle Bones Nicky, the movie, yes, it is still in production. I'm currently day by day going over animatics. We have about the first 45 minutes of the animatic kind of done, which still has lots of tweaks to it. And I've told people this at live shows, the process of making a long form piece of content, especially something like a film or a mini series, as it kind of is just, it's vast. It's it has to work on so many different levels, from the dialogue to having emotional scenes to picking the music that fits with it, and for us writing songs that fit with it. So it's a huge undertaking, and it's a lot bigger project than I could have ever anticipated when getting into it. And I want to make sure it's an amazing piece of work and art and something I feel proud about. So not going to rush it for the sake of rushing it. I know you guys love Brittle Bones, and I do too. And I want to make sure that it is something that feels amazing. So I'm going to take my time with it and make sure that we get it right. And so, I had big plans to get it done really quickly, but now I kind of realize that these things take time, and I'm kind of letting it breathe, while also not sitting back and waiting around, just kind of day by day, further pushing the ball down the field. So it will be something you guys see at some point in our kind of time together in this kind of relationship, but I'm not going to commit to a date or anything at this point in time, because yeah, it's a huge project. So okay, now we're gonna go to winner number 2. Okay, going to the random generator here on my other window. Let's see. Da 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 da. Who do we got? Okay. Next one is Centurion 0419. Let's see. Honestly, what can I say? Brittle Bones Nicky has probably had the biggest effect on my life of any song I've ever had. It was a song that got me into you guys, and it was love on first listen. Brittle Bones Nicky is the only ad I never skipped. I always watched it through to the end and loved every time it popped up. I've gone through so much shit in the last few years, and honestly, it would have been so much worse without you guys and a ton of your songs resonating with stuff like Ryan and Dave, Milkman, Balmoral Hotel has really helped me through all this stuff, and none of it would have ever happened if you guys didn't run those YouTube ads. So thank you, and thanks Brittle Bones Nicky for really coming through when I needed you guys, and I can't wait to hear this sick new banger. Wow, what an amazing comment. Thank you so much, Centurion 0419. I wish I knew your actual name. But that means a lot that our music is connected on such a level that it's helped with your own struggles and things that you're going through in your life. I think that we all go through all of these things on the daily. Life has a way of throwing haymakers at us constantly, or confronting us with two choices and paths that we ultimately have to make decisions on. And one thing that I have been reading a lot about lately is realizing that we are the creators of our own path, and our life is ultimately, it is up to us, and it's not about what's happened to us or how someone has treated us in our life. It's about how we react to those situations. And so I think that music can be an amazing way to help us deal mentally with the haymakers and the tidal waves that life seems to throw at us on the daily, and all the twists and turns that will inevitably continue to happen in our lives as we go along. So I'm really thankful that Rare Americans could play a part in that in your journey. Centurion 0419, you are winner number 2. And I am going to respond to your comment here. And thank you so much. You are winner number 2. If you could DM us on Instagram, Rare Americans, we will get your contact info. You can also email rareamericans@gmail.com. Hey, that's winner number 2. A lot of you guys are also asking to what happened to the Crooked City TV show. I've seen this a lot of times. Same thing. Same things with Brittle Bones Nicky and huge project. So the pilots for that kind of episode show is currently actually in animation. So that one we got the full animatic done, and I think it's a really great pilot episode. I'm really excited about it. But same kind of thing. We're in the midst of animating the pilot, and that's the type of thing that these are big, kind of expensive, risky projects. So I think that one we might also, it's related to Rare Americans, but not kind of totally directly, because there is a kind of a bigger story, even though it uses our characters kind of from our lore. So we are going to likely try and pitch that one to some sort of distributor out there in the world, be it an Amazon or a Netflix or something like that, and just see if there's interest in the general kind of marketplace for that show and that intellectual property. So we are going to see what happens, what kind of feedback that we get on that once this pilot episode is done. And then if we don't get any traction, it's very hard to sell a TV show, undoubtedly. If we don't, then that will eventually make its way to you guys directly on YouTube. But yeah, it's a huge project. So another one that we are kind of taking our time with, and these are longer form, loftier kind of long-term goals, and there is a chance it will come out directly on YouTube, but I can't promise, and I'm not committing to a date anymore because I realize now these things take a long time to put together. It's very different than putting together an album. So okay, so let's answer another question from Instagram. We're getting a lot of questions about touring, so let me answer a question about touring. There's will there be concert dates in North America, Australia, Mexico? Super pumped that you guys are so excited about touring. For us right now, we are trying to kind of figure that out. There will be, I'm sure, some announcements kind of come, the new year, I would say. And stay tuned for that. We toured a lot in the last a year and a half. We played America twice, we played Canada twice, we played Europe twice. So we came to a lot of these markets both times. So now we're and what happens when you're a small team? We're an independent operation. What happens when you start touring as relentlessly as we were? You stop on the creation side of things, and it's just too much to tackle as a small team when you're trying to put together a good live show and all the merchandise for that, and all the the fan interactions, and just making sure that it goes off without a hitch, and all the travel plans and stuff. So oftentimes the content creation, or the song and music and video creation, takes a back seat when that happens. And right now I feel like we are on a really good path right now. I feel like we have we've turned a bit of a corner in terms of our internal team, and I think that we're on to a really good thing right now in terms of the music we're making, the videos that we're making, the podcast that we're making. And I'm feeling really good about that. And I don't want to just shut that off immediately because, I feel like we're on a really good path right now, and I don't want to all of a sudden abrupt that so immediately to go embark on the world of touring again at this exact moment. So there are two big pillars in music, and one of those is actually making the art that you guys ultimately is the reason why you want to come to concerts. And the second is going and performing those songs and sharing those experiences together. And I feel like the last couple of tours, we played all of our kind of old music, and I don't want to come and give you guys the exact same experience in the same show. So I would want to release more music and come up with an entirely different show, which also takes time. So the next time that we do tour to your city, that you guys are coming for a whole different experience, and that's kind of my plan. So right now we're really focused on getting to make great arts that you guys can really connect with, and see maybe a different side of us as we've grown and learned over the last couple of years. So that's kind of our plan right now on the touring front. But I will say, hopefully, the next time we tour, we do come to a couple of different places, such as whether it be Mexico, or whether it be Australia, perhaps, or a few places that we haven't been, Spain, for example. So yeah, keep it in mind. But right now, I hope you guys are enjoying the art that we're going to be giving you guys over the next several months. Let's go to another winner. This is going to be our third winner. So let me go this random comment generator here again. And I see that you guys have reposted your comments a couple of times, which is fine. That was fair. Let's see here. Okay. Sorry, my computer is glitching here. Okay, next one. It is Charlie J. Harder. Comments a few hours ago. Hearing Brittle Bones Nicky for the first time made me discover you guys and the amazing music you've created for us. I've practically grown up with your music, and having recently turned 18, I'm glad to say your music really helped me through some really tough times in my childhood and genuinely taught me some life lessons on being who I want to be and not letting others define who I am. I love you guys. Thank you for everything you've done, especially for making this incredible song. Thank you, man. That's super cool, Charlie. We really appreciate that. Happy 18th birthday. Childhoods are tough, man, and it's tough to navigate high school. It's been a long time since I've been in high school. When I was in high school, it was kind of, just when, social media was kind of becoming a thing. And now when you got home, you were kind of chatting with all of your friends on whatever site it might have been. And I think the biggest difference that I noticed is you could now, things you were afraid to do in person, you could now do behind a screen, and you had the protection of that. And in some ways that was interesting because it allowed you to maybe, if you had a crush or something, you could kind of chit chat with them in ways that you were maybe a little scared to in person. But at the same token, it also opened up a door for a lot of intense bullying to come to the surface, and people who were allowed to say very vicious shit that they weren't confident or tough enough to say in person. And now they were able to spam a bunch of shit and spread the word online and really just be a total asshole. And I think that that's something that is really become quite toxic, that I've noticed a lot of our fans who are young have talked about, that you can't really escape it once you get home. And I think it really sucks. And I would really hope that something that our fan base takes away from our music, or if there's lessons to be learned, it's to be compassionate to one another and to realize that everybody comes from totally different circumstances. And you never know what kind of battle someone is fighting, and to be respectful of that, and not to be a fucking prick to people, and not to put people down. And I hope that everybody in our fan base especially will stand up for people who you see are getting picked on. I would hope that that is one of the biggest lessons that we could teach you. And I think especially for something like Brittle Bones Nicky, standing up for yourself and having your own voice, and not getting walked on by other people. And you can stand up for yourself, and that's a good thing in life. And I think that's something that Brittle Bones kind of represents. So Charlie, thank you very much for your comments. I'm going to reply again. Thank you so much. You are the number 3 winner. Please reach out on Instagram at Rare Americans, or email us at rareamericans@gmail.com. Okay, so that's number 3. We got 2 more left. Let's go to another question. Da, 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 da. Oh, this is a good one. What is the time window for the next big project? We have I love this song. The next big project, we have a couple. We have two projects that we're really pumped on. One, I'm not going to announce the names or titles or anything, but one of them is a more, I guess, kind of traditional album that has a bunch of songs, a bit of a different sound, a little heavier sound, I would say. I'm really excited. I really grew up with a lot of kind of 90s music, indie kind of grunge kind of music, and I think that these batch of songs has a lot of that element to it that I think has a cool nostalgia that I'm really excited about. So we've made some videos for that. We have a little bit more recording to do here right away in the next couple of weeks. And I know a lot of people are asking about RA1. I would say it definitely does have a flair of those albums, probably a lot more of that kind of taste. While not recreating those albums, I think there's also a different element to it, but probably a little bit more of that than, say, something like RA3. Or any of the later music. We've also worked with different people on these projects. So I think that, yeah, this is going to be kind of a new sound, which I'm really excited. And I feel it's kind of time for us to, I think we needed to kind of evolve and have a little bit of a different kind of edge and vibe to our music. And I think that we've kind of achieved that. So really looking forward to that. And then we also have another massive project that's pretty much like an entire movie, but a concept album and a film that is also very close to being finished. The music's done, the animations and the story. We're just kind of honing in on the final kind of details. And that's another project that I'm super, super excited about. I think it's a highly creative project and really proud. I think we're all really proud of it. So that's another project that we will have coming as well. So there is just no shortage of songs to come in the next year. So I would imagine upwards of, 35, 40 songs or something like that. And yeah, it's going to be a really fun, exciting time. And I am certainly, I'd say, the most excited for this music than any of the music that we've made. I would say in the last, especially year and a half or 2 years, I'm especially excited for these songs. So there's a little bit of info on that. And now let's go to the number 4 winner here. So there's a lot of comments, so it takes a while for this thing to load it. So let me try on the other window. Okay, here we go. So 14 hours ago, username Hardly Katie 9646. The song showed up in my recommended one day. I watched it over a couple times trying to understand the meaning, and it finally clicked. And I started listening to more Rare American songs, which led me to the songs like Baggage and Hey Sunshine and Moving On, that gave me the courage to actually accept the fact that I needed help for an eating disorder I've been dealing with for a couple of years, and to tell my parents about the hallucinations I've been having. Without those songs, I don't think I would have had the bravery and strength to get help for the things I needed most, and I'm so grateful for that. Love you guys and your music. Thank you so much for all you've done for us. Oh, man, what a nice comment. Well, Katie, I'm super proud of you for having the courage, or discovering the courage and bravery within yourself. You probably had it all along, but if a few of our songs help you kind of bring that to the surface and to deal with challenges that you had in your life, I think that there's no better reason or meaning for what we do. That's probably my favorite possible thing about being a part of this this band, is that you guys can take some courage and strength, or any lesson possible, to help actually use that to deal with your own challenges in your life. I think that that's a really, really amazing aspect of what we get to do, and the deepest level of art, I think. And that's really amazing. So thankful you are a winner here. I'm going to message you. Thank you so much. You are winner number 4. Please reach out. I should just copy and paste this. Please reach out with your contact information at rareamericans.com, on Instagram, at Rare Americans, or email rareamericans@gmail.com. Okay, that was number 4. So we got one more to go here. And let's go for one more question. All right. Um, Okay, this is an interesting one. It's kind of a two-part question. You've gotten already pretty famous in the last 5 years. I wouldn't say we're famous at all, but thanks. How far do you actually wish to come? Is the journey for you the important thing, or is there an actual goal to reach? That's a really good, insightful question by Service.lupus. Um, how far do you actually wish to come? Is the journey for you the important thing, or is there an actual goal to reach? I think when you work as hard as I feel like we work, we definitely have goals and big aspirations. I am a naturally very competitive person, I guess. That's just something in who I am. I am a bit of a firecracker. I'm try to constantly push our team to do more and be better and work on the next thing. So for me, I as proud as I am of where we are now, it's really amazing what we've been able to build. And very unlikely, if you look at the odds of how many artists there are and how many get to be in the position we're in, I feel like we've already won, so to speak. But I know it's not a game, but I still do have bigger aspirations. I guess I'm looking at kind of, level by level. I'm not going to say I don't really have aspirations of, being Justin Bieber or something like that, or playing in stadiums like Taylor Swift. I'm not really, I think our music is probably just a little bit too left of center for that, likely. And I'm totally okay with that. But I would say that my ultimate goal is to be able to be like an iconic band 20 years from now. That's kind of my ultimate goal, is to be a band like, one of my favorite bands is Modest Mouse. And, they're coming and touring in Vancouver with the Pixies at a 3,500 seat venue. And I feel like they could go all over the world and do that. Or a band like Bad Religion or Rancid, or a band like Bright Eyes, or these bands that I feel people grew up with and have stayed with for decades of their life. I feel like that's kind of my ultimate goal, is to be a band that can play for 2,000-3,000 people in 75 cities or something around the world, and can continue to be making records 20 years from now as my life evolves and as I grow, and I go through different experiences and different chapters of my life, to continue writing about that, and to hopefully still have you guys on the journey and connect with more people. That's my ultimate kind of goal in this. And I think at the core of it all is to make a difference in the lives of millions of kids around the world. That's kind of, I think, the ultimate impact. So reading comments like, helping someone get through an eating disorder, or get through high school, or having courage to believe in themselves, that's probably my ultimate motivation, is to have that impact in your guys' lives. And as long as we feel like we're still um, going through our own stuff that we feel is important to write about, then I want to still be making records and interacting with you guys. So that's kind of my long-term goal and focus, and trying not to beat myself up every day about if a video doesn't do well or something. That's also part of this industry, that you have to be okay with the fact that you might put out an album or something like that, and it just might not connect with people for whatever reason. Wrong time, wrong place, wrong song, wrong story, wrong producer, wrong song, wrong vocal, who knows. And sometimes things just won't connect, and that's okay. And I think the idea is you gotta get back up at bat and hit the next one and keep swinging. And I think that's ultimately a big part of all of our lives, is we're going to make some good decisions, some bad ones, and that's the idea of life, is you kind of just keep getting up to bat and swinging. So that's kind of my ultimate plan for the group. And I feel I'm extremely motivated right now, and I think that we're onto a good thing, as I mentioned before. And I want to just keep riding that wave of energy as long as we can. So Yeah, thank you very much for the thoughtful question. So I am gonna go to the last winner now. Let's see what we got here as I load these thingamajiggers. Okay. All right. Last one here. The Cosmic Lounge 3134 comment reads, I was in a dark place, a place where I felt alone and stupid with all the mistakes I've made in my life. Growing up, I tried to make sure I did everything correct and made sure everyone was happy with me. I've also been the type to make sure others got more than I need, but because I overdo it in this fashion, I will catch myself not worrying about my own well-being, and it causes a lot of problems. I've been getting better, but when I first watched Brittlebones Nicky, I felt that even though I've made mistakes, that I've still tried to make the most I could do. And when the You're Not a Bad Person, It's Just a Bad World album came out, a lot of those songs helped me through a terrifying breakup of 3.5 years, especially Moving On and Better Man. Other songs from your different albums, going from Rare Americans 2, Gas Mask in Berlin, Jamesy Boy and the Screwloose Zoo, Baggage, Walking and Talking, Black Sheep, even Hey Sunshine, and even Searching for Strawberries. So many songs to count for that album. Your music has been there for me and has given me the lessons I needed to hear, even if I didn't want to hear them. Thank you for giving me these eye openers, and I'll always continue to be a great fan to your music. Wow, what a great, thoughtful, deep comment there. And I love that you've found songs that you dig from every record. That means a lot. So let me firstly respond. Thank you so much. You are winner number 5. Please reach out on Instagram at Rare Americans or email rareamericans@gmail.com with your contact info. Hey, well, thank you so much. The Cosmic Lounge 3134. I really, really appreciate your comment, and I'm super happy again that it seems like you've overcome a lot of personal challenges, and if each song or a few songs in each record help with that, well, I hope the next songs that come out continue to do that for you. So yeah, thank you so much, everybody. This was a super awesome. I really appreciate you guys taking the time to send us a very deep comments. That's always my favorite thing, is to see how our music is making you guys feel. And yeah, this is really awesome. So thank you so much for all your support. Go check out Brittlebones Nicky 1.5, the unplugged version again. I think it will likely come to Spotify very soon. We have a few songs that we kind of did unplugged that I think we're gonna put as a batch for you guys to listen to. And remember, these are kind of unplugged reimaginations in the spirit of 5 years of Rare Americans. And we kind of tried to use very organic instruments and take a more acoustic approach to it. So go stream the other, go watch the video 10 more times. Help these damn YouTube algorithms push this to more new fans who can discover Rare Americans. And yeah, thank you so much, everybody. I hope you all have a very good day.